Before you say a single word, before you introduce yourself, before you explain your story, people have already started forming an opinion about you. It sounds unfair, maybe even uncomfortable, but it is happening all the time. The moment you enter a room, the moment your face appears on a screen, the moment someone hears your voice, their mind begins to build a picture of who you are. Are you confident or nervous? Friendly or cold? Intelligent or careless? Trustworthy or suspicious? Strong or weak? The strange truth is that most of these judgments do not begin with logic, they begin with instinct, they begin in seconds, and often, people do not even realize they are doing it. This is the hidden world of first impressions, a silent courtroom where the brain becomes judge, jury, and storyteller before the real evidence has even arrived. You may think people are listening carefully to your words, but in the beginning, they are reading your presence, they are reading your eyes, your posture, your expression, your clothes, your energy, your silence, and even the way you walk into the room. Every small signal becomes part of a larger story inside their mind, and once that story begins, it can be surprisingly hard to change. But here is where it becomes powerful. This is not just about appearance. This is not just about looking good or trying to impress people. This is about understanding the science of human perception. It is about realizing that the brain is not a slow and perfect machine. It is fast, emotional, protective, and sometimes deeply biased. It makes quick decisions because, for thousands of years, fast judgment helped human beings survive. Our ancestors did not have time to calmly analyze every stranger, every shadow, and every movement in the dark. The brain had to ask quickly, is this safe? Is this dangerous? Is this person part of my group? Can I trust them? Should I move closer or step away? That ancient system still lives inside us today. Even in modern life, even in offices, schools, interviews, relationships, social media, and ordinary conversations, the brain is still scanning. It is still searching for clues. It is still trying to protect us by making rapid decisions. The problem is that the modern world is far more complex than the ancient world. A person who looks serious may simply be tired. A person who speaks quietly may be deeply intelligent. A person who avoids eye contact may not be dishonest. They may be anxious, shy, neurodivergent, or overwhelmed. A person who dresses simply may have wisdom, discipline, and depth that no expensive outfit can reveal. Yet the brain often jumps ahead before understanding the truth. This is why first impressions are powerful, but not always accurate. They are fast, but not always fair. They are automatic, but not always wise. And if you understand how they work, you begin to see yourself and others differently. You stop believing every judgment your mind creates. You stop allowing the judgment of strangers to define your worth, and you start learning how to show up in the world with more awareness, more confidence, and more truth. When someone sees you for the first time, their brain begins collecting information immediately. Your facial expression is one of the first signals. A relaxed face may feel welcoming. A tense face may feel guarded. A genuine smile may communicate warmth. A forced smile may create discomfort. Your posture also speaks. Standing tall can suggest confidence and self-respect, while shrinking your shoulders, looking down, or closing your body can suggest insecurity, even if you are simply tired or thinking deeply. Your clothing sends signals too, not because clothes define your value, but because the brain uses visible details as shortcuts. Cleanliness, grooming, colors, style, and fit can all influence how people interpret your personality before they know your name. Then there is movement. The way you enter a room matters more than most people realize. Someone who walks in slowly, calmly, and with awareness often appears grounded. Someone who rushes in, avoids everyone, and seems scattered may be judged as nervous or unprepared. Even the speed of your gestures can shape perception. Smooth movements can feel controlled and confident. Sudden movements can feel anxious or aggressive. These judgments can be wrong, but they still happen. And then come the voice. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools of perception. Before people fully process your words, they feel your tone. A calm voice can make people feel safe. A steady voice can create trust. A rushed voice may signal nervousness. A harsh tone may create distance. A soft tone may feel kind, but if too weak, it may be mistaken for lack of confidence. The voice carries emotion, status, intention, and energy. People do not just hear what you say, they hear how you feel inside while saying it. This is why two people can say the same sentence and create completely different impressions. One person says, "Nice to meet you," and it feels warm, genuine, and open. Another person says the same words, but with distracted eyes and a flat tone, and it feels cold. The sentence did not change. The presence changed. The energy behind the words changed. Human beings are not only listening to language, they are listening to signals. The science behind this is connected to something called cognitive shortcuts. Also known as heuristics, the brain receives too much information every second to analyze everything deeply. So it takes shortcuts. It uses patterns from the past to interpret the present. This can be useful, but it can also be dangerous. If someone reminds us of a person who once hurt us, we may feel uncomfortable around them without knowing why. If someone looks like a person we admire, we may trust them too quickly. If someone speaks with confidence, we may assume they are competent, even if they are not. If someone appears nervous, we may underestimate them, even if they are extremely capable. This is one reason people judge so quickly. The brain does not wait for full truth. It creates a first draft. It says, based on what I see, this person is probably like this. But that first draft is not always reality. It is a mental prediction, and predictions can be wrong. One of the most famous effects in human judgment is called the halo effect. The halo effect happens when one positive quality makes people assume many other positive qualities. For example, if someone looks confident, people may also assume they are intelligent, successful, trustworthy, or capable. If someone is physically attractive, people may unconsciously assume they are kinder, smarter, or more socially skilled. If someone dresses professionally, people may assume they are responsible or disciplined. One bright quality creates a glow around the whole person, like a halo. But the glow may not be truth. It may only be perception. The halo effect is everywhere. It appears in interviews, classrooms, relationships, politics, business, and social media. A person with a polished appearance may be believed more easily. A person with a confident voice may be followed more quickly. A person with charm may be forgiven more often. This does not mean appearance or confidence is fake. It means the brain often expands one signal into a full story, and that story can influence opportunities, trust, attention, and respect. But there is another side to this, and it is called the horn effect. If the halo effect makes one positive trait spread across the whole person, the horn effect does the opposite. One negative detail can make people judge everything else more harshly. A small mistake, an awkward greeting, wrinkled clothing, nervous body language, or a cold expression can cause someone to assume negative things about your personality. They may think you are careless, rude, weak, or unprepared, even when the truth is far more complicated. This connects to negativity bias. The human brain is wired to notice threats faster than rewards. In ancient times, missing a positive opportunity was unfortunate, but missing a danger could be deadly. So the brain became sensitive to negative signals. This is why one awkward moment can feel louder than 10 good moments. One cold look can stay in memory longer than several kind words. One mistake can seem to define a person more than their quiet strengths. You may have experienced this yourself. You meet someone, and everything seems normal, but one small thing feels off. Maybe they did not look at you when speaking. Maybe their tone sounded sharp. Maybe they seemed distracted. Suddenly, your mind begins building a story. They don't like me, they are arrogant, they are hiding something, they think they are better than me. But sometimes the real explanation is simple. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they had a difficult day. Maybe they were anxious. Maybe they were thinking about something painful. Maybe they were not judging you at all. This is the strange tragedy of human perception. We are constantly being judged by people who do not know the full story, and we are constantly judging others without knowing theirs. First impressions are not only about how others judge you, they are also about how you judge others, and when you understand this, you become more careful. You become slower to condemn. You become more aware that every person carries an invisible world inside them. The quiet person may have survived things they never speak about. The confident person may be hiding fear. The serious person may have a gentle heart. The smiling person may be exhausted. The person who seems distant may simply be protecting themselves. Science explains the mechanism, but wisdom teaches the deeper lesson. Fast judgment may be natural, But it does not have to become final judgment. The first impression may open the door, but it should not become the whole house. In modern life, first impressions have become even faster because we no longer judge people only face to face. We judge them through screens. A profile photo, a caption, a comment, a short video, a bio, a clothing choice, a filter, a facial expression frozen in one moment, all of these become evidence in the court of public perception. People scroll, glance, judge, and move on. They may decide someone is successful from one luxury photo, unhappy from one emotional post, arrogant from one confident caption, or boring from one simple profile. Social media has turned first impressions into instant impressions. In the past, people had more time to observe each other through repeated interactions. Now, someone can decide who they think you are in less than a second while scrolling, and because social media rewards appearance, drama, confidence, and simplicity, human beings are often reduced to symbols. Person becomes a brand. A face becomes a message. A lifestyle becomes a story. But the real human being remains deeper than the image. This is why so many people feel misunderstood today. They are not only living their lives, they are also being interpreted. Every post, every silence, every response time, every picture, every opinion can be judged, and because people are viewing each other through fragments, they often confuse fragments with truth. But you are not a fragment. You are not one photo. You are not one awkward moment. You are not one bad day. You are not one nervous introduction. You are not one mistake in a conversation. You are a whole human being, built from years of experience, pain, growth, courage, fear, memory, hope, and becoming. The people who judge you in seconds are seeing only the surface of an ocean. Still, we cannot deny reality. First impressions matter. They can open doors or close them. They can create trust or resistance. They can make people lean in or pull away. They can influence interviews, friendships, relationships, leadership, business, and social opportunities. The goal is not to become fake. The goal is not to perform a personality that is not yours. The goal is to understand the signals you are sending, so your outer presence does not betray your inner truth, because sometimes people are not rejecting who you truly are. They are reacting to the version of you they think they saw. So how do you create a stronger first impression without becoming artificial? It begins with awareness. Before entering a conversation, pause, take a breath, let your body settle. Your nervous system speaks before your words do. If you enter with panic, people may feel that panic. If you enter with calmness, people may feel safe around you. This does not mean you must be perfectly confident. It means you can regulate your energy enough to be present. Stand with your body open. You do not need to exaggerate confidence. You do not need to dominate the room. Real confidence is not loud. Real confidence is steady. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Lift your head gently. Let your face soften. Make natural eye contact, not aggressive staring, not fearful avoidance, but present attention. A small, honest smile can communicate more warmth than a long speech. When you speak, slow down. Many people rush because they are afraid of being interrupted, ignored, or judged. But rushed speech can make you seem nervous, even when your ideas are strong. A slower pace gives your words weight. Tells the listener, I am here. I am not running from myself. Speak clearly. Let your sentences breathe. You do not have to fill every silence. Silence, when held calmly, can make you appear thoughtful and grounded. Listen well. One of the most underrated ways to create a powerful impression is not by speaking brilliantly, but by listening deeply. People remember how you make them feel. When someone feels seen, heard, and respected in your presence, they often associate you with warmth and intelligence. Listening is not weakness. Listening is social strength. It says, I am secure enough to give attention, not just demand it. Dress with intention. This does not mean expensive fashion. It means alignment. Dress in a way that respects the situation, reflects your personality, and shows that you have considered the environment. People may not remember every detail of your clothes, but they will feel whether your presentation seems careless or intentional. Clean, appropriate, and comfortable often matters more than flashy. Be aware of your facial expressions. Many people have a resting expression that appears angry, sad, or distant without meaning to. This does not mean you must constantly smile. It simply means your face is part of your communication. In first meetings, a softer expression can reduce unnecessary barriers. People often mirror the energy they receive. If your face says, "I am closed," they may close too. If your face says, "I am present," they may relax. But even as you improve your presence, remember this: you cannot control every judgment. But even as you improve your presence, remember this: you cannot control every judgment. Some people will misread you no matter how carefully you show up. Some will project their past onto your face. Some will dislike your confidence because it triggers their insecurity. Some will mistake your kindness for weakness. Some will call your boundaries arrogance. Some will judge your silence as pride. Some will judge your ambition as selfishness. Some will judge your peace as distance, and this is where emotional maturity begins. You learn to care about your impression, but you do not worship it. You learn to present yourself well, but you do not become a prisoner of other people's perception. You learn to respect social signals, but you do not build your identity from reactions, because if you live only to manage how everyone sees you, you will lose the ability to see yourself. There is a difference between self-awareness and self-abandonment. Self-awareness says, "I want my presence to reflect my values." Self-abandonment says, "I will become whatever makes people approve of me." One creates confidence, the other creates exhaustion. The deeper lesson is that first impressions are powerful, but character is greater. A first impression can attract attention, but character earns trust. A first impression can open a door, but consistency keeps you in the room. A first impression can make people curious, but integrity makes them stay. The world may judge quickly, but life reveals slowly. Over time, people discover whether your confidence has substance, whether your kindness has roots, whether your words match your actions, and whether your presence is real or performed. So yes, people may judge you in seconds, but do not let those seconds become your cage. Let them become your invitation, an invitation to become more conscious, an invitation to carry yourself with dignity, an invitation to align your appearance, body language, voice, and energy with the person you are becoming. Not because you need everyone's approval, but because your presence is a language and you deserve to speak it clearly. Think about the people who left a strong impression on you. Maybe it was not because they were the loudest. Maybe it was because they were calm. Maybe they looked at you with full attention. Maybe their words felt honest. Maybe they carried a quiet strength that did not need to announce itself. Maybe they made you feel safe. Maybe they seemed completely at home within themselves. That is the kind of impression that lasts. Not the artificial mask. Not the desperate performance. Not the perfect outfit with an empty heart behind it. The impression that lasts is presence, the rare feeling of meeting someone who is not trying too hard, not hiding too much, not pretending to be above you, and not shrinking beneath you. Someone who stands in their own energy with humility and strength, and the beautiful thing is that this kind of presence can be developed. You are not stuck with the version of yourself that panic created. You are not trapped in the body language of your past. You are not limited to the voice that fear gave you. You can practice calmness. You can practice clear speech. You can practice eye contact. You can practice posture. You can practice listening. You can practice entering rooms as if you have permission to exist there, because you do. Many people move through life as if they are apologizing for taking up space. Their shoulders collapse, their voice becomes smaller, their eyes search for approval. Their presence says, "Please do not judge me." But the world often judges uncertainty more harshly. Not because uncertainty makes you less valuable, but because people respond to signals. When you carry yourself like you do not believe in your own worth, others may unconsciously follow your lead. This is why self-respect changes your presence. When you begin to respect yourself, your body starts speaking differently. You stop rushing to prove. You stop begging for attention. You stop over-explaining your existence. You stop entering every room like you are on trial. You begin to understand that you do not need to dominate people to be powerful. You only need to stop disappearing from yourself, and yet, humility must remain. Confidence without humility becomes arrogance. Warmth without boundaries becomes people-pleasing. Strength without kindness becomes intimidation. The strongest impression is created when confidence and warmth meet. Confidence tells people, I am secure. Warmth tells people, you are safe with me. Together, they create trust. This balance is important because people judge not only whether you are capable, but whether you are safe. Someone can appear powerful but cold, and people may respect them while avoiding them. Someone can appear kind but insecure, and people may like them while underestimating them. But when someone appears grounded and kind, strong and respectful, calm and present, they create a rare kind of influence. This is not manipulation. It is alignment. Manipulation is when you use signals to create a false image. Alignment is when your signals reveal your true values. If you are kind, let your face show openness. If you are thoughtful, let your listening show depth. If you are capable, let your posture show steadiness. If you are serious about your goals, let your preparation show discipline. Do not hide your strengths behind fear and then wonder why people fail to see them. At the same time, do not become obsessed with being judged. The mind can turn first impressions into a prison. You start thinking about how you walk, how you smile, how your hands move, how your voice sounds, how every person may interpret every detail. That is not freedom. That is anxiety dressed as self-improvement. The goal is not to monitor you every second. The goal is to practice enough awareness that your natural presence becomes clearer and calmer. True confidence is not thinking, everyone will like me. True confidence is thinking, I can handle it if they do not. That is freedom, because once you stop needing universal approval, your energy changes. You become less tense, less desperate, less performative, and ironically, people often respond better to you when you are not silently begging them to approve. People judge quickly because the brain is trying to understand the world quickly. But you can live beyond quick judgment. You can use first impressions wisely without becoming fake. You can improve how you show up without losing who you are. You can understand the science without forgetting the soul. Remember this. Every person you meet is carrying a private filter. They are not seeing you exactly as you are. They are seeing you through their experiences, fears, beliefs, memories, culture, insecurities, hopes, and wounds. One person may see your quietness and feel peace. Another may see the same quietness and feel rejected. One person may see your confidence and feel inspired. Another may feel threatened. One person may see your kindness and value it. Another may try to exploit it. Their reaction is information, but it is not always truth. This is why you must stop handing your identity to every passing opinion. People can judge you in seconds, but they cannot define you in seconds unless you give them that power. Their first impression is their interpretation. Your character is your responsibility, and character is built in the unseen moments. It is built when no one is clapping. It is built when you choose honesty over image. It is built when you stay kind after being misunderstood. It is built when you improve yourself without hating yourself. It is built when you walk away from people who only see your surface and make space for those who are willing to know your depth. The world will always judge. Some people will judge your clothes. Some will judge your face. Some will judge your accent. Some will judge your confidence. Some will judge your silence. Some will judge your dreams. Some will judge your failures. Some will judge your success. If you chase every judgment, you will become a different person for every room, every crowd, every stranger, every comment, and every expectation, and eventually, you will not know where you went. So do not chase every perception. Choose your principles. Let your presence be guided by values, not fear. Be respectful. Be prepared. Be calm. Be clean. Be kind. Be honest. Be attentive. Be strong. Be teachable. Be real. These qualities will not protect you from every judgment, but they will protect you from becoming empty in the pursuit of approval. There is something deeply spiritual about this truth. The world sees quickly, but life reveals patiently. People may see the surface, but time reveals the roots. A tree is not understood by one glance at its leaves. A mountain is not measured by one shadow at sunset. A soul is not known by one expression, one outfit, one mistake, one moment, or one introduction. You are more than the first version someone sees. But still, show up with intention, because your life is not only about being understood someday. It is also about communicating clearly today. Let your outside become a doorway to your inside, not a wall that hides it. Let your posture reflect the courage you have earned. Let your voice carry the truth you have discovered. Let your eyes show presence. Let your silence show peace, not fear. Let your first impression whisper, "There is depth here," and when people misunderstand you, do not collapse. Sometimes being misjudged is part of becoming strong. Sometimes people must misunderstand the early version of you because they do not have the vision to see what you are becoming. Sometimes their quick judgment is not a prophecy. It is just a mirror of their limited perspective. You do not need to spend your life correcting every false impression. Some people are committed to their first draft of you. Let them keep it. You keep becoming. You keep growing. You keep refining your presence, your mind, your heart, your discipline, your communication, and your character. The people who are meant to recognize your depth will not stop at the surface. So the next time you enter a room, remember the science. People will judge quickly. Their brains will scan your face, posture, clothing, tone, and energy. They will create assumptions before they know your story. But also remember the wisdom. You are not powerless. You can shape the signals you send. You can slow your breath. You can stand with dignity. You can speak with calm clarity. You can listen with full attention. You can dress with intention. You can carry warmth and strength together, and above all, you can refuse to let a stranger's second become your lifetime sentence. People may judge you in seconds, but your truth is revealed over time. They may notice your appearance first, but your character will speak louder. Eventually, they may assume who you are, but your actions will clarify what they could not see. They may misunderstand your silence, your confidence, your kindness, or your ambition, but you do not have to shrink into their misunderstanding. You are not here only to be instantly approved. You are here to become deeply aligned. You are here to move through the world with awareness, dignity, and soul. You are here to understand human judgment without being enslaved by it. You are here to build a presence that is honest, not artificial, powerful, not arrogant, warm, not weak, calm, not empty. So improve your first impression, yes. Learn the science, respect the signals, understand the brain, but never forget the deeper truth. A first impression is only the beginning of a story. It is not the entire book, and you, with all your complexity, pain, growth, intelligence, strength, and hidden beauty, are not meant to be reduced to the first page. Let people judge in seconds. Let time reveal the truth. Let your character do what appearance cannot. Let your consistency speak when words are not enough. Let your energy become peaceful enough that you no longer chase every room's approval, and let your life become the answer to every person who underestimated you too quickly, because people may judge you in seconds, but the person you become over time is the judgment that truly matters.